Check 1 2, check 1 2. Miami on the rocks. Casey Chopz. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at MIA on the rocks. Follow us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Today's guest. I don't really like to deal with artists. All you artists in my DM gotta relax, man. Like we're not really trying to deal with artists. Like rappers got their new singles out and shit. And this is not the radio station. This is not the place to come by and do promo. But if I think you have talent, if you really catch, it takes a lot to catch my ear. And this young lady caught my ear. I have Tosh Alexander in here. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
There's like 3 people like, yo, you have to interview her. She's dope. You're from Broward. Oh, you grew up in Broward, right?
I did.
In the Coral Springs area, right?
Yes, I did.
And you have your Jamaican roots.
Yes, I do.
And both of your parents are Jamaican?
Yes, they are.
And you grew up just going back and forth from Coral Springs and Kingston, right?
Yes. I did.
That's what's up. So, like I said, like the music thing, guys, like stay out of my DMs. This is different. If you have somebody that could, if you want to send me a video of you rapping or you singing or things of that nature, then maybe I'll consider it if I'm impressed. But I saw a video of you singing and I was blown away. Like,
wow.
Because you really sing. Like you don't need auto tune. How long have you been singing for?
Feels like my whole life, but professionally for like the past 12 years.
12 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you think singing is something you could learn, or you think it's like a God gift?
I think you have to have the potential. I think you have to be able to hold a note, and then through lessons you could strengthen that. But yeah, I don't see you just going to lessons and being able to sing.
Yeah.
Singing and holding a note is 2 different things.
So you can't learn to hold a note.
You could learn to hold a note. You can't learn to sing.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Nah.
Okay, so they could teach you how to hit notes.
Right.
Train your ear.
Right.
They can't teach you. Singing to me comes with like
like
soul.
To be on. Oh, got you.
Like,
I understand.
Comes with like a certain level of soul or cadence or like your delivery, your tone.
Yeah.
They can't teach you that.
So who are some of your influences? Like, because like what I've researched on you and the music that I've heard and your content on Instagram is you could get like in your like the dancehall heavy Jamaican bag, and then you could get into like your Lauryn Hill bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So and it's dope that you could switch between those 2 vibes. So I'm sure your influences come like from all over the place.
Oh no, for sure. So I would say growing up, the first album I ever had that was given to me, and I was like, I want to sing like them, was TLC. Right? Red Light Special.
That's crazy. I was just about to say Red Light Special.
And then on my own, Brandy and Monica. For You I Will by Monica. Space Jam
soundtrack. I will cross the ocean for you. I will go and bring you the moon.
Yes.
That's when people used to like write about love and shit. And like, ain't nobody trying to bring their girl to the moon anymore. Nobody's trying to cross oceans anymore.
And like, my mother was very much into VH1, MTV, and BT. So over the weekend, we'll just
the box and shit. Remember that?
I was just playing NSYNC the other day and thought about the box.
Damn.
Yeah. That was a time. So yeah, I'd be like Monica, Brandy, TLC, Lauryn Hill, the Miseducational. I always heard on other songs before, but the Miseducational Lauryn Hill is what introduced me to not just I want to sing like her. It was more like I want to create like her. Because it was listening to her where I heard her going between 2 different sounds. I heard her hitting crazy falsettos.
Do you know that one of the stories in Lauryn Hill with radio, like one of the early stories with her, is that when Fugees came out, they were working a record to radio, right? And the album came out and the people at the label and the Fugees are like, yo, radio, play this record. This is the one we want. Lauryn Hill's rapping. She does not want any of these other records to go because she doesn't want to be looked at as a singer. But everybody in radio was like, no, Killing Me Softly is the hit. Like, we're going to play this one. Yeah. And so radio was like, yo, fuck what y'all want to do. Like, we're going to play this record because they played Killing Me Softly, and radio didn't even want her to, the Fugees and her, they didn't even want that to be played on the radio. And they played it anyway, and it fucking blew up. Because it was undeniable. But she didn't want to be a singer. She didn't want to be looked at as a singer, And
that's one of the most rawest, purest voices today. Like when I listen to her, think of songs like Zion or X Factor. I don't know anybody else who sings like Lauryn. The way she delivers her notes are effortless, and I've watched her in concert. So women like her really influenced me to just not sing, but she played around with her craft. She played around with her sound, and sometimes some people are good in one thing and they're okay in the other. With whether it's rapping, whether it's bars, whether it's controlling a note, hitting a note. She does all of it very
the overall
well.
package.
Yeah, no. That's
Overall package.
She's genius. So
Damn, I'm trying to compare like someone today, like to her, you know, like someone that could do both those vibes, like
her.
Yeah,
Her
For
is
sure.
very close. Her is very close.
Damn, who else? I'm trying to think of who else. Yeah.
No, the reason why I say her, I love R&B.
Me too.
I grew up on R&B, and even being in Jamaica, as I said, like my mother was very big on us watching BET that just had like, of course, all the souls. And somewhere along the line, it's just like people were just like no longer interested in listening to R&B. It was becoming labeled as like a dead genre, which is very hurtful to me because I was still singing R&B and still wanted to sing R&B.
Yeah, I think I have a guess for why that is. I think it's because like things got digital and production got super digital and real instrumentation kind of stopped and it turned into like synths and it didn't, you know what I'm saying?
Isn't that hurtful?
And which is why today, like, look, I'm gonna have an opinion and people aren't gonna like it, but I'm gonna just say my truth. Like, I love people like Bryson Tiller, but I think like you can't have trap R&B because that's the antonym. Trap is the antonym to R&B. Like you can't have, you know, like boomy R&B to me. Like R&B is rhythm and blues. Like you need bass lines. You need things that you can't be having boom, boom in your R&B. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what separates like the good 90s R&B and today's R&B. You know what I mean? And you could find good R&B today, but you just have to dig. Like you have, I love Snow Allegra. I don't know if you've heard of her.
No, she is
you know what I'm saying?
dope.
Like,
she's really dope. No, I
she's
love
incredible.
her too, yeah.
I like, Sabrina Claudio. I like, there's a couple people doing real R&B, but they pick the right production. They're not doing this trap boomy R&B. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. Even it's so weird. R&B got a little weird. As I said though, I think even introducing it where they're mixing it with other genres is because the rhythm and blues, the ones that we're used to like growing up and singing and loving, they kind of etched that out, whether it's digitally or they manually did that. They stopped that. So now these people who really want to sing, they got to find a way to bring it in where it's palatable to what people are listening to now. So that's why they make those fused kind of like R&B kind of knockoffs. Like,
and this is another problem, is that culturally within the culture, to be vulnerable and to speak about love became uncool.
So sad.
And that's one of the things that made R&B obviously is like you would be vulnerable, and you would talk about heartbreak and you would talk about things of that nature. But now it's not cool. Even the women, it's not cool to. I don't
know. I feel like it's coming back because
you're right. You got to mine for it. It's hard to find in the mainstream. Like,
right.
But even like you have women like that are singing R&B today, but in the perspective of like a man almost. It's a little uncomfortable to me.
It's like R&B, the beat's so pretty, and then it's just like, but I want to fuck you. And it's just like, whoa, but I just wanted to just feel sexy just now, and now it feels like... It's like,
no,
what? No, you just kind of took it too far, but that's why I say her.
And that's what was dope about R&B too, is that you wouldn't, I'm going to say just hip hop and music in general, is that when you wanted to say some shit like that, you would kind of imply it and not say it so direct.
Yes.
Now these kids are just saying, I want to fuck, and like they're just saying the most nastiest shit straight direct at you.
I feel it's lazy.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel it's lazy.
It is. In the pen.
Yeah.
Writers are lazy.
Yeah.
Producers are lazy.
I feel like it's been lazy. I feel as if though, it's like when DMX passed, God bless his soul, like so many people are posting, whether it's listening to his music or posting his interviews. They did the same thing with Nipsey Hussle when he passed. It's just like, wow, he was so profound. Wow, he was so smart. Yeah, he was. And the truth is there are a lot of artists like that, but for whatever reason, we're in a time where I feel like the more stupid you are, the more you're embraced. It's like we're in a time where people are being praised for their ineptitude, and it's really weird. So whether it means that you're just it's like everything that's mediocre now, it's almost okay. It gets checked off.
Yeah,
right.
It's fast food. I call it fast food.
Yeah. And you know what? Fast food is fine. I just think too much fast food is probably where the issue is. There needs to be the balance. And so I feel like you just said like the Snow Allegras, the hers, with them making the music that they're making now, it's like other R&B artists are realizing that, hey, we don't have to follow this weird trend. Like, we could do what they're doing and still make some noise.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Like,
so I feel like it's taking its time. Like, substantial things are taking its time, and like it's coming back because now people are able to see truth and real and substance, and they're like, oh, well, this feels good. Well, this whole time this was kind of like, all right. You know, they have comparisons now. So people are forced to step up.
Exactly.
Artists are forced to step up now because there's a few ones that broke through that threshold, and they're showing like real production, real music. You know?
For sure. And I miss the, like, you know, early 2000s when you would have, for example, when you had like a rapper, right? You would have a Ja Rule, or you would have, you know, a Fat Joe, whoever it may be, and they would rap the verses, but they would get an R&B singer for the hook. You would get a Shanti, you would get, you know, whoever it may be. But now it's like these rappers want to do the whole song, and they want to sing their hooks too, drowned it out in auto-tune. Like, the rappers want to be singers, the singers wanted to be rappers. Got a little weird for a second, you know, but like, I agree with you. It's starting to, like, okay, this is R&B, this is what we're doing over here, this is, you know, the rappers, you guys could do whatever you guys want to do over here, you know what I'm saying? So,
but it's a balance, because I'm for fusing, like,
for sure.
You know, I'm for fusing. I just think, once again, I think we're in a time in music where it's not just the music. Sometimes music reflects what's going on in the world, and I think right now overall we just need more substance as people. So
sure.
You find that people are more open to now listening to stuff that makes them feel.
Right.
Because normally there are a lot of music that was made before. You had to be in the club, you had to be high, you had to be on drugs, had to be on something to appreciate it. But because of COVID and the whole place locked down, we're all at home. You want to hear something that can make you feel good.
Exactly.
Or
You
just make
can't
you feel.
Exactly. I'm not trying to hear, you know, like the Migos at the crib. You know, I chill. You know what I mean? Like, I want to hear them in the club when I'm lit, fucked up. There's a time and place for everything, you know? And like, going back to the R&B hooks, like, I'll hear so many dope records and I'll be like, damn, if only like this hook is dope, but if it sounds like a reference, what if you had her or Snow Allegra sing this hook? It would have, this record would have been 10 times better. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, because their voices are prettier, their voices are more, you know, but it's, I don't know. It's tough. Anyway, so back to you. So you have your R&B influences. You have, you know, Lauryn Hill. You said you like her, Mariah, of course. Now, what about the Jamaican influences?
Diana King. Diana King. Her name is Diana King.
Diana King, for sure.
Yeah. I remember the first time
she
hearing
sings
her.
Shy Guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, you know your stuff.
Yeah.
Diana King, to me, when I first heard her, I was like, wow, yeah. That's how I need to be singing, like that, because her voice is so powerful, and she went between singing and then talking, like how we spoke.
Tell me a record that's not Shy Guy that I should listen to just to put myself up on her more. What's your favorite Diana King record?
She sang over "The Morning I Wake Up."
Okay, what is that record called?
On me, say a little prayer for you.
Okay,
yeah.
Say a little prayer.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the song, right? Yeah.
I think Say a Prayer, right?
Yeah.
Do we have like fact checkers? I could know. Okay. So okay, and then so her, anyone else on that, like on the dancehall side, like.
So hear me out. The reason why I chose her is because I grew up listening to dancehall and loving dancehall as a fan, but I never thought it was going to be a music that I would be not producing, but I'd be creating dancehall songs. Because to me, you had to have a certain sound, like in your voice to deliver. So like you listen to a Tanya Stephens or a Lady Saw, right? Growing up listening to them, a Patra, there was like just
like a griminess to it.
And I was like, I don't have that. With Diana, I finally felt like I heard someone that she sings like how I feel I could sing eventually, right? Because I'm young, so I can't sing like her. But, you know, at the time, I'm younger. But then also, she was singing the patois like how I would say it. So it made sense to me then. It was easier for me to digest. So I love those other women I just referenced, but I didn't look up to them in the music space like, yo, I want to be like them. Because truthfully, I never thought that I'd be doing dancehall.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I feel like dancehall is kind of similar to the R&B talk that we had, to where it's coming back. To where it kind of had like because right now, as far as being a DJ, like dancehall is very, especially here in Miami, I don't know about all these other places, but in Miami, dancehall, you need to play dancehall to balance out like that trap hip hop shit. Dancehall gets people moving again. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's coming back slowly but surely. And have you, because you make dancehall as well. So is this new to you, like getting into that wave, or is this something you've always been doing?
So I always found, not true. I started off just doing R&B. And then as I got older, I would, being in Miami and just being in America, I'd go to these radio stations, I'd go to these, whether it's record labels, and I would start talking. And they're like, there is a disconnect between the music and how you sound. Like, so we need something with some of that. So I started just throwing a little bit of patois on my music. But I think I said to myself, I'm not going to get the sound I want from people here at the time. So I moved to Jamaica. And when I moved to Jamaica, they're like, yo, Tosh, just try and get into it. Like, you're thinking too hard, because...
So how was it moving to Jamaica? Like, as far as, like...
Moving back?
The sound over there. So they tried to get you to,
Well, they did. They did. It was literally work. I had to forget singing rules. This was just more energy. Dancehall is an energy thing. It's a vibe. The pockets are different. The way I will enunciate my words are different. The way I approach notes are different. I had to find that grit. I had to get into that attitude. It's a whole character. I studied, I went on YouTube and just studied patro for a few weeks.
Yeah.
They started sending me the beats, and the tempo is quicker. So I'm not, this is not about singing or trying to find a little place to go like,
Right.
This is just attitude, So,
but then you do have dancehall. You have dancehall records that are, I'm going to reference like the generic, watered down crowd, like the Wayne Wonders, where they're really singing over.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but they didn't want that for how we were doing it. It wasn't like, yo, Tosh, we know that you can sing, and we'll get to that. But for right now, let's try and get you to do like a DJ thing.
Got you.
Right. So, okay. Before that, I did work with Busta Rhymes and Pharrell, and I was just this loud talking, like,
wow.
Yeah, screaming bumbleclats on a track, right? So they knew I had it in me to deliver that. It was just a matter of being comfortable in it. So moving back to Jamaica, being around people that's naturally speaking your natural tongue day to day.
Right.
You're listening to dancehall every day. It's playing on the radio. Just putting myself back in that space.
You're gonna absorb it all.
Yeah, and then I got around very great people. I was around a guy, I was around Wayne Marshall, Agent Sasko, also known as Assassin. Suku, who is a really big known producer in Jamaica. And so just being around them every day helped. And it was definitely an experience. But what I realized what was happening is I'm making these dancehall tunes, and this is what people are getting to know me for. And I don't want to be pigeonholed to this sound because I really want to sing. So it's like I dropped this tune named Bubble, and like everybody loves it. And I'm raw. Like the way I did that song, I had to record it 3 times. Like it was so out of character for me. But like that's what everyone loved. And I was like, whoa, this is going to be hard to do, but I'm going to back off from this.
Right.
Because they're going to want me to and I cannot keep up with this. So I eased off a bit, gave it some time, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start doing what I want to do.
I don't know if you heard if you watched the Walshy Fire interview when I interviewed him, but we were talking about, because you grew up in South Florida, so you would understand this. And I told him that when we grew up, I said that we need this generation of kids. They don't have a Sean Paul. They don't have a crossover reggae artist that they're hearing on the radio that they could, like when I grew up, you always had that Power 96 crossover reggae dance hall that you would hear on. So when you would go to the clubs, you would have, the Spanish, the white people, the black, everybody had that. They were hearing island influenced music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm always playing some dance hall. I'm always playing reggae. I'm always playing that. But these new kids growing up in Miami, they're not. You have to be really part of the Caribbean culture to really hear the new stuff now. It's not crossing over to the radio to where everybody is. You know what I'm saying? That's why I get so excited when I hear a record like Walking Trophy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, it's like island vibe, but it's crossover. It's easily digestible to an Asian, to a white person, to a Spanish person. You know what I'm saying?
That's so interesting.
And Walshy was like, yeah, but don't. He was like, I don't want, these Jamaican artists to feel like they have to make radio records. You know what I'm saying? For that. But I was like, it's just unfortunate that we don't have a Sean Paul. We don't have somebody that is that guy within the whole country. You know what I'm saying?
No, I never thought about it that way. Because I think for a long time, or we're just thinking of it as, we're trying to, it's our culture and we're focused on making great songs, but not realizing that it's actually impacting like American culture, because as you said, like at parties, we're used to at least a one or two dance hall song that's gonna come and it's gonna get people moving and excited. Because so crazy you said that. I remember moving here for the first time, elementary school, and I felt so out of place. And the only thing that got me by, that made me cool, was Sim Simma had came out by Beanie Man, and I had the actual album.
That's another good example, Beanie Man.
Yeah.
Where Maya's gonna hop on the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And the kids were like, "You're from Jamaica, you're from that place where the guy sings Sim Simma." And it literally made my social, like me having friends, it changed the whole trajectory. Because no one spoke to me before. I was like this random Jamaican girl, and her accent is thick, and it's like, oh, but yeah, you're right. I didn't realize the impact it had there, but
like you can play, No Letting Go, Wayne Wonder, and you're gonna have white people from Utah singing "Got Somebody," everybody. You know what I'm saying? But it's easily digestible. You know, but you can't tell an artist to do that, because I'm on the producer side. You can't tell an artist make a radio record, you know what I'm saying? Because that takes away from the creativity as well. So it's unfortunate that we don't have a Beanie Man or a Sean Paul in this era that these kids can pull from. Like the closest thing you have is, like that's why like you got a glimpse of it like in the early, like 2012 when you had Serrani come out with No Games and it crossed over. You're like, or damn, I'm trying to think of like like right now, like the newest shit I'm playing is Fever kind of crosses over. Like. I like Popcorn has the potential to really, really cross over and do like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain people that have that tone.
I think it's the change in the music, though.
So Walshy said it's a little darker and grimier, right? Yeah.
It's a change in the music. I don't think it's so much the artist. And I mean, I think this is a discussion that comes up, and I'll be very careful. I'll choose my words wisely, but that time in dancehall, that was like the real time in dance. Like that's the initial sound.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? People know us for the bass line. People want to move. People hear dancehall, they want to move. I think as the world started opening up in terms of becoming one, the fusion of the music, that's what it is. It's like we're gonna now try and dumb down the bass, and we want to mix it with rap, kind of. And it's like this.
Like trap it out, like yeah.
I don't know. You can hear it. No, the songs don't have as such. Like the bass is not that heavy. If you you're a DJ, you played.
Yeah.
If you play the '90s dancehall in comparison to now, the bass hits different. It doesn't hit this. It doesn't move the same.
That was gonna to help you out there. It's not exactly the bass. It's the tempo. It's that these kids are afraid of tempo. They're afraid of fast music. They're all on lean. They're all on down. I was telling Walshy as a joke, I'm like, I can't wait till these rappers get off downers and start doing cocaine again and get a little bit more energy. Like please, like y'all are sleepy.
Okay.
Y'all are too sleepy.
Hear me out though. Like hear me out. All right. I could say that, but I could say this. Ever since I've been introduced to reggaeton,
I mean, that is dancehall too. Like
I know, but hear me out. I don't want to offend any of my Spanish folks. I love you guys. Yeah. But reggaeton to me, the music, the biggest tunes that keep coming out, the beats sound the same. You know what they did? That same.
It's called reggaeton.
Okay, the pattern.
They know that.
But hear what I'm saying. They found a pattern, reggae or not. The pattern works. It gets people moving every single time, and they have committed to that sound. So regardless of whatever fads, whatever trends, whatever different sounds, when I hear a Daddy Yankee new tune, when I hear whoever... It's the heavy bass. It's the same wind up music. The girls in the whining. It's the same tempo.
Right.
I appreciate that. For me, I felt like we just left that sound in dancehall.
Yeah.
Like we just said, okay, fine, bye.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we can't change.
Right.
I'm not saying with culture and music, it's constantly evolving.
Right.
My thing is we just left a whole sound back here. Right? And now, there's this weird thing. People want to get vexed when people sample it and use it. Why would they not? You're not using it.
Yeah.
I'm about to... This might get touchy, but it's the truth. Yeah. That's a whole golden sound. I don't know anybody who hears...
It's a global sound, too. It's an international sound.
Anyone who hears it, they want to move.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, whether it's the tempo or the bass, the technicalities, hey.
Right.
But everyone
feeling.
else is using it now. Don't get vexed because it's literally our birthright at our fingertips, and we felt
Right.
like we wanted to go in a different direction, and we're there.
Right.
I mean, how well is it working? I don't know. That's not on me, but
Right.
as you said, you missed the Sean
Right.
Pauls and the Beanie Mans of that time.
Right.
It's yeah, I miss them too, but it's not just them. It's the sound of the music
Right.
that they were on as well.
Right.
That
Which
is
is
missing.
why whatever the lane is wide open for you to do what you do. You know what I'm saying? If you were just another rapper that was making the same music that everybody else is making,
Mm-hmm.
I would have zero interest in interview. You know what I'm saying? But there's a void right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a void. Like as a DJ, I look at genres of music that I have to play the appetizer, I have to play the entree. I got to make sure you get your vegetables, you get your protein. I got to make sure you get your dessert.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, nobody's making vegetables. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So the only but I still have to give people vegetables when I DJ. So what happens is I have to give people the old vegetables. I have to give them the old dance hall, and I hate playing old music during primetime sets. You know what I'm saying? So that void is missing, and we need it. So which is why I get excited to interview people like you and to talk to people like you and to have this
Dope. That's so
discussion
dope.
because there's a void that you could easily fill. Like you know what I'm saying? So talk about the new project you have coming up.
So I have a new song coming out called "Bad Like That,"
Okay.
and this song is very interesting to me because the genre it's more of like a R&B. There's keys, but then there's like a heavy bass line. So I kind of fuse like the R&B with like a dancehall bass, and it's keys and strings too, with guitar vibes. But the content of it is me singing the whole thing in patois, which never happens. Normally, I either DJ or I sing in English. In this one, I sing the whole thing in patois.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's an example of someone singing in patois? I can't even think of one.
On
Like,
an R&B,
yeah.
I've never heard it before.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I can't even
I've
reference.
never heard it before. That's why this song is
So
very
this is
interesting
gonna be
to me.
dope.
Yeah.
Was it damn? So you went into making that song knowing that you can't even think of something that's been like this.
It was weird. I didn't intend it. This was not an intentional song. I was sent the beat to just do the hook. And they were like, just write something. And as it started playing on the phone, I mean, this is in the middle of the pandemic last year. And in my head, I'm thinking, I'm not in a creative space. Like at the time I had like writer's block. Just nothing was
I was gonna
coming.
say you write your own music.
Yeah. Not all. I collaborate sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, but I write a lot of my music. So at the time he sent the beat, he's like, just do a hook. And as the beat dropped, it was the weirdest thing. I mean, I've never actually had that happen before. It was just coming out. Like, it was just flowing.
Right.
Like, within a half hour, I still have it here just for, like, like, in a half hour, I sent him back a voice note, like, singing it. And he was like, yo, this is
Wow.
fire. Yeah. And,
Dope.
even recording it, it was like a one take thing. I feel like it was something I just felt like I always wanted to say, but I never said it.
When are you gonna drop it?
It's being dropped April 30th.
April 30th, and
Yeah.
you said Lunch produced it, or you
No.
launched it?
Lunch
No.
did My Thing Different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, My Thing Different is the single after, and that's the name of my album that's coming out.
Hey.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
do you have a situation right now? Are you independent, or like what's your?
I'm
'cause
an
you've been
independent artist, but I'm signed to Equity Distribution label.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm familiar with Equity. Isn't okay. So how do you feel about the whole? Because you've been doing this for a long time. So
Mm-hmm.
how do you? I'm sure you're familiar with the whole business side of it. How do you feel about? Do you feel like you want to stay independent and just kind of, make your own music videos and make your own content and just, go straight direct to consumer? Or is maybe getting signed to a label something you'd want to do? Or
I'm not against signing to a label if it's the right situation.
right.
I'm not against signing to a label if you have leverage.
yeah.
It's all about leverage.
Yeah, early.
I tell people like being an independent artist it's a lot of work. I love that I have creative control. It's definitely forced me to level up in a lot of other spaces, but it's a lot of work.
It's tough
even
for an
creating
artist,
and
because
even creating a team. Like being independent isn't easy, and people just think, oh, you could just throw something online and it's just gonna blow up. Like, no, these things, everything takes money.
right.
Right? So if I continue to make my music and let's just say, I get a certain leverage where a label approaches me and they're giving me a really good situation, I will not turn it down.
Yeah.
No.
Are you the type of person? Are you like like the introverted artist who you know would rather have other people talk for them and put together a team and do all that?
I talk.
Or you're the you just gave me like attitude, right? Talk your shit, yeah. Let me talk about it. Yeah. She's like, oh no, I talk.
Katie's over there. She knows I need to be in everything. I need to see what's up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
And no one speaks on behalf of me. You want to know why I say that so strongly? I was that person. I'm from the era where you go somewhere, you sing, someone hears you and they save you. That's the era.
Right.
That's the time I'm from. So when you're doing that for a long time and that does not happen, you have to end up doing stuff for yourself. But at the time, I was, signed to this person or working with that person. And in my head, I'm like, the school I'm from, you just shut up and sing and they handle everything.
Right.
I mean, that doesn't always work out in your best interest, right?
Right.
And it stunts your growth even as a person. It's very limiting.
I do think it's best for the artistry, though. Maybe that's why the music was better back, where it's...
Balance.
Right.
Balance.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't want to always do everything.
Right.
I do like now to be, like, as far as creativity...
You want to be in the know of everything, what's going on. But,
right. I'd rather not handle business calls, or I'd rather not have to be dealing with a lawyer with everything. Like, I'd rather not...
treatment to a music video, unless that's something you want to be in. You know what I mean? Like artistic things like that, or like promo, how we're going to roll out the album, how we're going to market it. Or
I'd rather not, honestly, with those things. Like, I have a team now, thank God for them, but like, I would much rather everyone who I'm around, they're very good at what they do. Mm-hmm. It's their forte. Mm. I may know a little bit, but I'm going to choose someone who's a professional at that thing that I need. Right. So I'm going to tell you what I want. You're supposed to refine that and finesse it and give it back to me.
What's your sign?
I'm a Virgo.
Ooh.
What is your sign?
I don't know. Scorpio.
Whew.
I just know you're sensitive, right?
Oh, no, not like you.
Are you a crier?
All the time.
Okay, yeah. You're a Virgo.
Yeah.
But and you're super picky, right? Like, everything got to be perfect. Like, you can't even...
Meticulous. But you're a Scorpio, so there's no one more sensitive than you.
Yeah. That's not true.
That is very true.
Nah.
Oh, no, for sure.
That's not true. That's not true. Yo, don't expose my weaknesses right now. You gotta relax. So, okay. So now that you're in the music industry and it's not easy, how is the dating life for you? First of all, are you single?
I'm single.
You're single. And how does that go for you? Like, do you have difficulty in relationships given all, like, being what you do? Like, given the fact that you're a singer and, like, you're an artist, because a lot of people, like, like, do you use your whoever you're with as a muse, like, like to write about that? Like, because it's not easy to be with an artist, whether artist is a any type of creative. It doesn't have to be just music, For
sure. So yes, I'm single, and no, I've never intentionally used the person I'm with as a muse, but I definitely, like, all my songs, sometimes I just crush all my exes and just put them in one song. Like, the song Bad Like That, it's definitely
like an ultimate ain't shit record.
It's like 3-4 exes in one, just put together, like, hey, like, I definitely use real life experiences as my inspiration. Dating a creative is not an easy task. And when I was younger, I just thought these guys were just insecure and stupid, to be honest. Like, they're just insecure. And I just so frivolously threw that word out there until I got older and realized that, that's a very selfish way of thinking, because it's really hard to deal with someone. It's one thing for someone to be passionate about something. It's a whole next thing where they're pursuing that.
Okay.
Right? So there are people who are passionate or they have different passions and they date each other, and it's fine. But I think the difficult part is when you begin to pursue it. You're always going to come second to what I'm pursuing. And that's just where I'm at. And I'm being honest.
That's any artist. Yeah. Their art is going to come first and you're going to come second no matter what.
And even if you're a creative as well, that's fine. You could help with ideas. You can contribute. I'm not saying I'm not going to tend to you. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that this takes so much of my time, my energy, that sometimes I may disappoint you. I may just choose this situation. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean I love you any less, but this is something that literally, like, I wake up every day and I think about it. I go to bed, I think about it. Shit wakes me up out of my sleep sometimes. Yeah. I'm driving, ideas come to me at the stoplight, trying to just write down something really.
It's a lifestyle. Yeah, it's a lifestyle, basically.
Yeah, so I just would hope that whoever it is that I would get involved with would just understand that, and if they're okay with playing or being in that space, then it could work. But the very alpha males I dealt with before, it was hard for them to not even just deal with me pursuing it, but like, you know,
damn, but now we got to get into, okay, so what do you define as alpha male though?
Okay. An alpha male, okay. How are we going to do this?
Yeah.
Okay, hear me out. You have alpha males who
because are there negative qualities in an alpha male? Like
when you're underdeveloped, yes.
Okay.
It's all ego.
Got you.
So if you're an alpha male, but you're more developed, you've learned to balance your
narcissism.
You've balanced your ego and you've balanced like your,
right.
You know? So, but if you're just straight alpha and you're underdeveloped, you only function off ego.
An
so
underdeveloped alpha male. I'm trying to like conceptualize that. Go.
Because an alpha male naturally is someone
who takes control.
Right, but that's ego. Yes. Ego isn't a bad thing, you know. Too much ego is a bad thing. Remember, ego is like logic. Okay. Right? So if we're talking masculine, feminine energy, one is ego, one is like heart, compassion type.
Well,
vibes.
I think an alpha male wanting to be a protector and being, controlling someone, that's a different thing. That's not an alpha male. But like wanting to lead is being an alpha male. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But there's wanting to lead, being an alpha male, right? But then when you're developed, you understand that leading doesn't mean telling me I need to not do something.
It doesn't mean controlling.
Right.
Right.
So you've understood that. So you'd be like an alpha male, but not like an underdeveloped alpha male.
Or here's an insecure, not comfortable in your own skin alpha male.
Right.
That's where it bleeds into narcissism.
Okay, so you just said what is it that you just determined? Insecure, right?
Not comfortable with yourself.
But that normally comes across as like I'm in.
Right.
It doesn't come across like I'm
that's what,
and I'm not happy with this baby. That's not how it comes on.
Exactly. See, and that's where masculinity gets toxic. That's toxic masculinity. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, everybody wants to brand all masculinity is toxic now. So it's almost like men are afraid to be masculine now. Almost because
please don't, boobies, don't do that.
Yeah. No. You feel what I'm saying though, right?
No, for sure. I love an alpha male. I'm actually from the school. I gotta be careful what I say, but I'm gonna say it anyways. I'm from the school of I'm very good with my man leading.
Right. So so you like to be led. You prefer to be led. If it's productive, if we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, if I trust you, if I feel like what you're doing is on some level-headed shit and not from a space of you're trying to control me.
Right.
Because that's as I said, like in the past, that's the space that I was dealing.
Right.
That's what I was dealing with. And it's nothing against them. It's just that my situation as an artist is something they've never done before. So it's pushing envelopes for them. It's them having to be in situations they've never had to be.
You got to be around men, a lot of men.
Exactly.
That are going to be hitting on you.
Right. So it's just like, I don't want you going there. But they don't really want to tell me that, but they don't know how to really deal with it because they've never had to before. You get what I'm saying? So
and they're insecure at the end of the day. That comes down to not being comfortable with yourself. Like, if you're my girl, go to the club with your girls. If you got to mix with guys, if you got to go to a networking event, I trust you. I'm not insecure. I trust you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's people who are uncomfortable with themselves.
There's a lot of people who are uncomfortable with themselves. A lot. So that said, I mean, until that situation.
Is that a common denominator that you've dealt with, like, among your exes?
Damn. Poor exes. I just feel like my exes were in a space of thinking that in order for them to be the man, they know the type of female. You can't tell me what to do. No one can tell me what to do. I'm stubborn like that.
Right.
So how it would come across is they're not going to necessarily tell me that I can't do something, but now they're going to change in their demeanor. Mm-hmm. So now we go out and you just have a screw face. What we call a screw face. Your face just, you're not nice. Like, you just look vexed for no reason. And it's because you're in there just
not approachable, not friendly.
You're just so bothered by the attention that these men are giving me. And you're just like, they want you. It's just like, yeah, they want me, but I don't want them.
I like that though. As a guy, you should want guys to be looking at your girl, because they're going to be looking at you, and I'm going to go over there, and I mean, maybe not at a networking event, but if we're in the club, I'm going to go over there and grab your ass right in front of them. And you know what I mean? Like, I like that type of shit.
Yeah. Not a lot of men could deal with that though. Especially, that's the thing too. Like, so in this industry or like music industry, a lot of the people you have to be around are established already. They have money. They have money. They have money. They have the big vehicles. They have the whole thing. So if you are not in that space, you could feel as if, yeah, even though I trust you, I don't trust them. You know, and the thing is that this is the perspective I've learned to, like, because, you know, I've worked a lot on being empathetic, is that it doesn't mean that they're necessarily insecure, but who the fuck wants to go to bed thinking if that guy with the Bentley, with the money, is just going to talk to my girl tonight and we just got in an argument and maybe she's vulnerable going out there and maybe she will listen to him tonight. Like, those regular people, they're just dating someone with a 9-to-5 that doesn't have to deal with that shit. Like, they go to bed peacefully. You know, but if you feel as if the person you're dealing with, oh, she looks good, a lot of people like her, and there are men who, you know, they have things that I hopefully plan to acquire. I'm not there yet. It could make you feel away. And that's a very normal reaction. It's a natural reaction. It's when it takes you over and then it starts filtering into the relationship. That's when it becomes a problem. And you become controlling. And then at the time, I can honestly say at the time, I was just like, you're over here just in your feelings and you're doing too much. Like, that was, I wasn't really trying to be, because I just felt like immediately, it's like, you were trying to tell me to stop doing this and I'm not going to stop. So it gets funny. It gets weird dating an artist. I'm telling you, you know, I give it to anyone. Or just someone who gets attention.
Like, a lot of guys can't handle themselves with a beautiful woman. Like, that got blue checks in her DM and professional football players and shit.
Facts.
And like, dudes go crazy.
I saw something on the internet the other day, but it's like a real thing. Like, you know, guys want a hot gal till she start hot galling. Like, you
know what it is? I feel like I feel like for the relationship to work, both of y'all have to be at the same wanted level. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like for every 5 NFL players you got in your DM, I got, you know, 5 bad bitch. I got 10 on point chicks that I could smash if I was single. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So if the wanted level is at the same,
it balances out, huh?
You feel me?
No, that's actually a good perspective. No, for real.
Yeah.
No, it's true. That actually makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
I've never thought about it that way, by the way. But that makes sense. It does.
So plug your social media real quick so everybody can follow you. Are your DMs open?
They are.
They are? Ooh, how does a guy slide in your DM? Are you open to that? Like
you know, if a nice one slides in my DM, I'm good with that.
You got to be clever. He can't just send you like a fire emoji on one of your posts.
Please don't.
Or the eyes.
No. Okay, so let me tell you. If you plan to slide in my DMs, it's completely okay. But you're not going to get my attention if you just throw hearts, the googly eyes, or even telling me I'm beautiful. I see it a million times a day. And by the way, they do this with every girl.
Like, I feel like in general, within this, I have to give advice to men sometimes. Men, just minimize the amount of emojis you use. Like, men shouldn't be using emojis like that in general, right?
It's overdone. It really is. So, like, just, you know, think when you're going to send an emoji, I just saw 500 of them. You know, But
what if he sends like a clever emoji? Like, damn. You know, never mind. I'm trying to think of like what could be the emoji that could.
Okay, so what let me tell you what would work. Just give you a little. I go between posting like, you know, your girl, you post like thirst traps, you know. I know I'm going to get emojis for that. Or I know I'm going to get miss you. Or I know I'm going to get, wow, you're so beautiful. Yeah. Like, you expect to get that with those pics. It's whatever. But if I posted something like heartfelt, or if I posted something I was passionate about, or I posted something that was like on some humanitarian thing. And
like Earth Day, right? Like post about Earth Day.
You know, and if I did something and you... especially in my stories, because that's where most people like respond to stuff in your DMs. If I posted one of those things and like you legit could appreciate that post, whether it's psychs that you're playing on me, I'm going to more respond to that because it seems like you were more attracted to responding to something with depth as opposed to everybody
being
else.
Lusty. Yeah. Just being lusty on something.
Like, okay, I showed a little, I like half ass on here and you're just like, you're so beautiful and you missed me. Like, you missed me.
I mean, I'm not a female with a DM, but I would assume that as soon as you post some shit like that, your shit is like, like, right?
Crazy. And as I said, I want no female to ever feel like she's so special or like, wow, they're all in my DMs. They're all in everyone's DMs.
Yeah, there's guys who just send that same shit to 20 women a day.
It's a numbers thing. Like, I'm gonna just shoot out like 20 today. I must get 3 responses as far as men are concerned. Like, don't ever feel like whenever they're in your DMs, like you're just so special. You're just so cute like that. Like, you may think a chick on here is not so cute and the same guy's in her DM too. Like, so it's not even that deep.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sending a DM unless I really, really want to send a DM, you know, like, but.
And by the way, as I'm going to tell you too, you know, I think men should be selective with how they choose to, whether it's slide in a girl's DM or likes. Like, use your likes sparingly. Don't whore out your likes.
This is one of these things where women, like, you don't have testicles, yo. You don't know how testosterone works. Like, you gotta understand. It could be a whack chick, and if there's ass right there, and I just, damn it, like my finger can't help it. Like,
I am telling you, there's like legit certain men that it could be a girl. I don't know, the girl is in the crevice of Australia, like somewhere. Or our next chick that's just we're out in Alaska somewhere. And next one is just like in Beijing, China. No matter where I go, I see that guy's like under her post. And I think that's crazy. I believe that's whoring out your likes.
Yo, because I saw some shit and I was like, yo, this cannot be the times we're in. Like, you dudes are super thirsty. This chick with like 500,000 followers, she's beautiful. She's on IG Live building an IKEA table. And dudes are there like they're just watching this chick like build an IKEA table for an hour. Like, I'm like, bro, don't you have better things to do with your day? Like, there's 700 people in this IG Live right now. You're just one of the 7 putting emojis and shit. Like,
yeah, no, it's crazy. But I'm telling you, like, females talk about this. Like, if you go under a lot of different girls' pics, because girls like to admire girls too. Damn,
you just hold on. So it's cool that we call women females. Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Some women like, yo, don't call me a female. I was like, all right,
call me a female all day.
All right, cool, perfect.
I'm a whole female.
Word.
But yeah, so like, you know, there's nothing wrong with admiring. I just think it's just really weird when you just see like the same guy under every female's post. Like, it's just like, yo, so you mean throughout all day, every day, this is all you do? That's weird. I think you should be selective with your likes.
And I feel like if there's a couple women that I really want on IG, and I'm not gonna like their shit. I feel like as soon if you're the guy who like is liking, if she looks and she sees, oh my god, he's liked every single pic, he's commented on every single, that's a turn off kind of.
Yeah, but you still have to like the pic so she knows that you think something. Like, why do guys do that?
I'm a Scorpio. I'm mysterious. I'd rather just swoop in, hit you with like some crazy shit. Nah,
no, Scorpios. By the way, if you have done work on your ego, I want to give you a high five.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Because you guys, Scorpio men, no normal. And by the way, I'm a Scorpio rising, as they said, so I get the whole mysterious thing. People think they know me. They don't know me. You know what I want you to know. So trust me, I know how that goes.
Ooh, you manipulate people. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, so wait. So, all right, what were you accusing me of?
I don't like that word manipulating. I just finesse if I need to.
Got you. Oh yeah, like I'd rather not like all your shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm the guy who, like, if I get a number, like if I get the number that of girl that I've wanted for a year, say I finally get her number, I'm not gonna hit you up right away.
You gonna wait 2 weeks?
Maybe not 2.
2 days?
Maybe a smooth 4. You know, like 5. You know what I mean?
I think it should be like 2, 3 though.
Yeah, but definitely not the first day, right?
You don't have to do the first day. No, but you could do.
Because you know what it is, in a world where all these men are super thirsty.
Right.
I'd rather, like, they're all the way over here. I'd rather be over here and be a little bit, you know what I mean? Like,
no, that's fine. But maybe 2 or 3. 4, you're pushing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I hit you a week later and be like, hey, what's up? Sorry,
I'm be like, okay, no, he tried it. Because he definitely is playing a game.
Sorry, I've been busy. Oh, that's a game?
Oh, yeah. At that point, I feel like it's a game. Because you've now waited 4 days. 2 days, I could be like, okay, fine. He wants to.
Have you had any dating horror stories? Like, as from Instagram, have you gone on any dates, like, from the DM?
I did once. I think I've met a few dating online.
You got catfish?
No, I've never been catfished, but I definitely, in 2 different situations, I definitely told my friends, like, I'm going on a date, and I'm going to send the red flag when it's time to call me and say it's an emergency.
Wow.
And I had to do it twice.
Wow.
Yeah. And I actually, before Corona hit, I was doing an exercise of going on dates because I didn't believe in dates before. The concept of having to sit with someone who I don't know freaked me out. Because it means I couldn't control the situation. And what if I wanted to run? What if you were just so weird? What if you were so corny? And I'm just not good at pretending. Like, if you're whack, I can't pretend through that. So,
I mean, okay.
But I decided to relinquish
that's
control.
That's what a podcast is, right?
Yeah,
we don't know each other. We're talking.
Right. It's different. We're just talking now, but with dates, sometimes, I don't know.
You're really just doing the same exact thing talking, but with a date, you have like the intention of like trying to, that's what makes it a little.
You're right. So what I did was January 2020, I told myself I was going to go on dates, and it was just that. It was just for conversational purposes. Like, I'm just going to go meet people. Mm-hmm. So I went on several dates, and 2 of them I had to send the red flag.
Yeah? What's the red flag? Like, he didn't want to pay the bill, or
no red flag? Like, call me now so I can get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, why? Just like what? Like boring, or like what was the?
The first one, the spot was cute. They had like a killer, like it was like this salmon croissant vibes that I was.
But you can't go super ham on the first date.
No,
you can't
he
do
was
fine
calling me baby, and he did not know me. And the first time he said baby, I was like, I'm gonna let that slide.
Ooh.
And I drank my juice.
Mm-hmm.
But by the third baby, I was like, all right, I know. I'm uncomfortable. I just dropped the red flag. My friend called me. I was like, hi, are you okay? I had like this whole thing. Okay, I'm coming right now. And I was like, listen, I have to go. My friend, whatever. I just did that. The other one was bad hygiene.
He smelled? His breath stank?
No, I don't know. I didn't get that close, but it's so bad.
Talk your shit.
Oh my God, no.
Speak your truth. If anything, we'll edit it out if you get,
No, I just wasn't like, wasn't very refined, like overall.
Refined? What do you? Yo, man, you got to be out here refined, bro.
I'm trying to be decent about this. I mean, it's simple things like this. Okay, listen. If I'm going to, even if a date, even if this is just supposed to be anything but conversation, when I step out to see you, I'm going to present myself the best way I can, because I respect your time and I respect coming to see you and meet you. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to comb up my hair. You're going to see the effort I put into coming to see you. Right. So like, wow, she really like brushed on her little baby. Wow, her makeup looks nice. Okay, her teeth looks brushed. Like, what perfume is that she's wearing? That smells nice. You could tell that I put effort into the person that I went on the date with. I felt like he just like rolled out of the bed, relied on like just being a good looking person. And so
was he like fly on the gram and all his pictures on the gram?
Not necessarily like super fly on the gram, but very good looking and looked more finished. And I just felt like you didn't give me that. There was like lack of effort in you coming to see. In the appearance. Right. In your overall appearance, which means to me that you didn't find it necessary to put effort into come and impress me. Wow. And if you're not trying to impress me on the first
date. But you hit the red button for that? Like,
fuck yeah. Yo, red flag right now. Call me. We gotta go.
Wow, you don't even sit through the day.
I mean, I finished the meal.
Yo, that's crazy.
Meal, it's time to go.
So do you prefer like the fine dining on the first date, or you either be something small?
No, it could be. It's just a vibe. It doesn't have to be fine dining. It's just a vibe. Like,
so if I take you to Chili's,
no.
And we get those 2-for-1s.
Please.
And that triple dipper.
I went on a really good date. Let me tell you why it was a really good date. He was like the standard for me. Before I went on the date, he asked me, hey, do you have any allergic reactions to certain foods? I was like, no, I don't. Right?
Yo, that's crazy. Like you're at the doctor's office. That's fire.
He's like, do you like wines?
Wine?
Like different kind. Like what kind of wine do you like? Do you like? Yeah, and I was like, yeah, I do. He's like, okay, do you prefer red or white? It's almost like he tried to learn me, so whatever he chose would be a space that I would like.
And that's how you know the sex is going to be dope.
We didn't get there.
No, but I'm saying,
okay,
a guy who's like trying to learn what you like.
No, I was
you could honestly, take that parallel and draw it to.
I was really impressed by that because he then found somewhere that was like, see, if you loved seafood, you'd like to go there. And then he's like, when I went there, he's like, I think you
Rusty Pelican?
Huh?
He took you to the Rusty Pelican?
No, he did not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
So he'd be like,
That's my seafood go-to. Okay, go.
Okay, like he'd be like, okay, I think you should try so and so and so because you said that you like so and so and so, and they have the red and whites, but you said you don't like your wine too sweet. So I mean, I would go with this. I like that he took charge in that moment. It was very
He must have been a Scorpio, yeah.
He wasn't, but yeah, but I like that. I mean, as I said, nothing came of the date, but I was good conversation. I mean, it just
Nothing came of the date?
No, it was just good conversation, but it wasn't that. It didn't feel like it needed to go anywhere more than just like we're cool. But I liked that. I liked the benchmark. I like that he opened
what
the
do you
doors.
mean? So he came in with that effort and wanting to learn you, and then didn't want to follow up after, and didn't want to.
I mean, for me, I made it very clear. This is gonna sound messed up, but I'm not messed up. I made it very clear to him. You are an exercise for me. I'm trying to get myself back in the space of being open again. I was very closed. I did not want to talk to anyone. Just like carrying baggage from just like bad breakup type things. So I wasn't trying to be involved.
But you were attracted to him?
Enough to go on a date with him, but not attracted.
And he did everything right on the date?
Yes.
Yeah, so I
wasn't in a space to be open to someone.
Okay.
Right.
Understood.
So I understand, like, I was very transparent with that. So I think at the time, everyone who I went on the date with understood I was not in a place of this going to know boyfriend and girlfriend thing. You are literally an exercise. I'm trying to open myself up to liking people again.
You told him that? Like he's an exercise?
For sure.
Yo, being called an exercise is some different shit. I've never heard of that before. Like,
no, the guy was like, no, then no problem. And he asked me why, and we were able to have conversation, and he respected where I was at.
what if it was flipped?
What if what?
And you go on a date with somebody, and a guy goes, "Yo, this is just an exercise." Like,
I mean,
like this is
It's a weird flex.
Like, fam, you're cool and all, but like, I'm just trying to get used to talking to people again, and you're just an exercise.
Well, the person pursued me. No, the person pursued me. I would never be. The person pursued me. So I just said, hey, yes, I'm gonna go. Mind you, they were asking me for a long time too. So I just said, fine. I was like, yes, I will go now because I'm trying to get myself back out there. So I have to physically do this. But I'm not in a space to carry out a relationship. I'm not there. I'm not emotionally there.
Got you.
I think I think you could respect that because there's so many people jumping into relationships, not understanding, especially as adults, shit is work. And so if I'm not there, I cannot give you what you want.
Oh, for sure. Relationship is another part-time job
that
I do not have time for. Like, that shit is...
So you're good with being single?
Yeah. Being single is so fun. Like, it's so fun.
No,
like,
you know what's really
And that's the problem.
I understand that a lot. I understand being single is fun.
I mean, in Miami, in South Florida, like... That's what I don't think women understand. Like, this is like a paradise for like single men who like have their shit together and get money and like it's just it's tough.
So what are you saying? When I get my husband, we shouldn't, or I'm not gonna find my person in Miami is what you're saying because they're gonna be too busy living the single life?
It depends. What do they do? If he's like in his little bubble in Coral Springs and he just goes to and from the Toyota dealership or wherever he works, you know what I'm saying? Like, then you're good. Yeah. But if he's an alpha male, if he is, like
in our world, it's gonna be hard. You're saying?
Yeah. I mean, are you the type of woman that like blames it on the city? Like, you think Miami men ain't shit? Because I like,
No, I don't know. I think. If I'm going to ever use that term, I'm going to just say men ain't shit.
Yeah,
regardless of color, class, creed, this country, that city, you got the half good ones. I guess I'm going to say good ones. You got the good ones, you got the half decent ones, and then you just have the ones that ain't shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you think...
But I do believe certain cultures and certain places encourages a certain lifestyle. So Miami, like you just said, encourages a lifestyle to be single, living your best life. So you're still trying to even do this shit at 50 and realizing you didn't even settle down and take a girl seriously and then have a family because you're too busy living up your little life in Miami.
Fighting the devil every
Have you ever
single
been in
day.
love?
Yeah, when I was like, like my first real relationship from when I was like 18 to 22. Like, I had a 4-year relationship.
So you don't think that if a situation presents itself again where you're just really into that person, Yes, I know that there's.
I think I would. You're right. I think I would get rid of.
Yeah. You know what I think? I think right now you are just living your best life.
But that's the problem, is that since my single life is so amazing that I put the bar of the one for me to hang everything up and be with that one person, I put the bar super high. That
I think
sometimes I don't even know if it's like a realistic bar, you know? Like if I tell people all the time, like if I take, like, let's say Sephora, you go to Sephora, right? And I tell you, yo, pick 2 lip glosses, right? You could pick one, right? But if I tell you pick 1 lip gloss out of 10, you're not gonna be able to choose.
I would.
Oh yeah? You could choose 1 out of 10. Oh, okay.
Because I'd be like, that one works well with, I'm gonna bring it down to, okay, what do you wear every single day? What's more practical? What works well with your skin tone? What's gonna go better with most outfits? Okay, and if you're talking about one lip gloss line, that's different. But if it's different lip gloss line, okay, which one is the better one? Which one is the best one? You know, which one gets the best reviews? Comes down to that. But you know, with people it's different. You can't work that way. You got to make sure that and I've had to learn this too, when you're very single, you start putting all these things in place of what you want from a person. It's like you think it's like a Build-A-Bear. It's not a Build-A-Bear situation. You can't build a perfect
Nobody's
person.
perfect,
right? So you have to just make sure that there's certain attributes that you're not willing to like overlook.
So I say that so this is my question to you. What are some qualities in a man that you're willing to put up with? Because we could talk about the things that we want in the significant other, but what are some things that you could put up with that you don't want? Because not everybody's perfect, right? So like, what are some imperfections that you could deal with?
What are some imperfections you could deal with?
You know, because everybody has imperfections. So it's like, if you had to choose your partner's imperfections. Oh. You know, this is a good question. That's why I was like, damn, like,
this is a really good question. It's hard. Okay.
Like, I've had the girl with the crazy voice before, and I was like, fuck, bro, I'm so annoyed. But
no,
like,
I can't do that though.
Or or
I can't do it. Okay, so I'm a very social person. And so if you are not a very social person, which means that you're not going to want to engage the way that I do, I would want you to, but if you're not that person, I could deal with it.
Gotcha.
I could deal with you just being like, yo, honestly, you like to be around too many people. You want to talk. That's not my thing. And so I have to accept that maybe all the things I want to go to, you don't want to go to that. Maybe you are the person that doesn't want to. No, you got to be able to travel. I'm sorry. Maybe at first you're not good at communication. I could teach you.
What if you got fucked up teeth and the
Hell no.
gang? Nah, so no.
Hell no.
Okay.
Like.
What?
Okay, so the date that went bad, that was the official deal breaker.
His teeth were throwing up gang signs and shit.
Everything about the oral hygiene was just terrible, and I was like, nah. Okay, hygiene is a must. The teeth gotta make sense. That's it. I think if you are of a certain age, if your teeth don't make sense and you don't feel the need to adjust them, by the way, if you love your teeth just the way they are, God bless your heart. It's just not for me, right? So the teeth got to make sense.
Your teeth are not for me. Yo, that's...
So that got to make sense. But,
you can fuck with a short guy?
You got to...
5'7", 8"?
That's not bad. I mean, I'm 5'3.5". If I put on heels and we're still the same height, I could deal with that.
So as long as you're not taller than him in heels.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Mind you, I want taller. But but if I had to deal with it, because I just feel like our chemistry is so crazy, then if I could put on my heels and we're the same height, then that's good. I'd work with that.
Right.
I'd work with the same height with heels person.
Right. I'm looking for a woman who's like says less or speaks less but says more, if that makes sense. Like, all these women are just so but they're not really saying anything, you know what I'm saying? So the soft-spoken chick who's a little soft-spoken, but when she speaks, it's like, it's powerful. You know what I'm saying? That's impossible to find, because for me, you're not gonna find it in your Miami life.
You're not gonna find it in your Miami life, sir.
I don't agree. You can't meet the right one at a club. Like, women that are witty and smart don't go to the club. They don't go have fun.
The probability of you meeting the woman that you want that's not gonna say much, but with depth at the club right now, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying you're gonna see more of the girls who are saying the most, who are loud, that's not really saying much. the probability of you finding that girl that's not going to really say much when she does it has depth is just a lot more small in comparison to the ones that are just saying the most or doing the most and not
right. But I also want the girl who's bad too. You know what I'm saying? Which is tough to find.
No, they're there.
Where do you find them on Instagram? I gotta find it. Like, what do I look up? Like, how do I like? What's the hashtag? Because like, it's tough, and I'm tired of carrying. Like, for example, like I'll be on dates, and it's like I feel like I'm performing. Like I'm the one carrying the conversation. Like I'll say a joke, she'll laugh. I'll say a joke, she'll laugh. But when I say a joke and she puts a joke on top of my joke, now we have like a little inside joke, and it's like building provocative and teasing, and it's building that tension. Like. That's what that's what I can't find.
I tell people all the time, like, chemistry isn't something necessarily easy to find. Like, there could be the girl right now sitting in front of you, like, baddest chick, like everything, and she talks, and it doesn't mean she's saying stupid stuff. I'm just saying it's just not connecting with you. So chemistry isn't something that's easy to find as well. There's a lot of people out here searching and they're getting with people, but the chemistry isn't there.
And I'm not gonna settle. I feel like people will settle on some shit that's not like my parents have been together for 30 years since I've been, you know what I mean, for a long time. And I see, as I'm older, I see the dynamic and why they're together.
Same.
And they have like they're both my mom and my dad, they're both very witty and sharp. So they have like this like provocative like teasing with each other that is like, damn, I see why you guys are together, because it's
why they've lasted that long. That's the same thing with my parents.
No one's carrying the weight. It's like they're both entertaining each other. It's not like me performing for you or you performing for me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm looking for, and it's hard to find. Like they tell me I need to date a Pisces. I need to find a Pisces somewhere, but I don't know.
I don't know if you should. Even though I do believe in the zodiac and signs are important.
I'm being a little facetious. Like I'm not that into like.
Yeah, but I do feel like eventually you could manifest the person that you want.
How do you manifest? I'm trying to do that. What do you do?
Oh, I don't know. It hasn't happened.
I've heard something. You know what? Okay, if a man cheats, as far as infidelity goes, do you think it's the end of the relationship as far as like cheating goes?
Wow. Why are you having a good gal university? That's a topic that I put on my
good guy university?
Good gal.
Oh.
Good gal university. Something I put on my page, but that was definitely a question I asked. Okay, that's a very loaded question. So number one, I am not in the game of being cheated on.
Okay, I don't think any of us are.
No. There are women that are okay with being cheated on. As long as they're still propped up, it's not in their face. As long as you come home at nighttime, like that's a thing.
As long as it can't be proven, but then you don't know if it's really happening, right?
No. Hear what I just said. As long as you come home at nighttime, as long as that girl knows her place. These are all reasons why a lot of girls are okay with accepting that your man's going to cheat regardless. And by the way, everyone's entitled to how they feel, right? And maybe that person feels like you or men can't be monogamous. My thing is, how it needs to work for me is I need to always feel like you are faithful to me. So as far as I'm concerned, you are always faithful to me. I don't know what you're doing, but if I had to swear for it, you're always faithful to me.
But if proof comes out that he cheated,
okay,
is it over? Is trust destroyed? You can't be built back again. Are you of the belief that once trust is broken, you can't build it up again? Because I am.
I don't know about that. I'm sorry. Yeah. Like I just the kind of person I am, I hold on to things.
Yeah.
And I've tried to release things. You have to forgive people and move on. But like I always also tell people that relationships get weird because you could say everything you want to say when you're not in it. And then when you're in it, it's different. Now, are people going to make mistakes? They can make mistakes, but it also depends on the kind of cheating. Like, was this guy having a whole affair? Was it a bad
cheating
night?
Is not a mistake. Like,
no. Hear what I'm saying. Was this like a whole affair? Did you get caught? Like, this is a person that you were meeting with all the time, and this is like a whole girlfriend on the side. Was this that night where you slipped up? I don't know. All those things. No, all those things you take into account, and then from there you can decide if you want to go back there. In marriage, if I sat here right now and said to you, in marriage, if my husband cheated on me, like by having a bad night, I'd leave tomorrow. I'd be lying to you. I'd tell you I don't know. I would tell you that right now.
You got to cheat back, make it even. Now you guys are good.
Oh no, if I have my song says that. I literally say that in my song, Bad Like That. I was like, if I have to cheat on you, I'm gone. It doesn't make sense. Like, I'd never depreciate who I am just to feel that satisfaction of like getting back at you. I never have to do that.
I think a relationship could last forever if each person gets a hall pass once a year.
Once a year?
Like maybe have a threesome with your man on his birthday once a year.
I am done.
No. Just once a year, and he'll be with you forever.
Dear future husband, when you find me, into that. Dear future husband, when you find me, I hope you have all the threesomes.
Oh, so you're
fulfill
definitely
your fantasies for the rest of your life, because your girl is not down for that shit.
Damn. So you're just gonna expect your man to be with you for the rest of his life?
Why not?
You think that's realistic?
Yeah. Remember what I said?
You think a man is gonna be with the same woman sexually and not sleep with any other woman for the rest of his life?
When he gets with me, hey, husband, as I said, I hope you live out all your fantasies. Because when you come here, you need to act correct. And if you feel like
if I had a reggae horn, I would hit that shit right.
And if you feel like you want to step out, okay, you better hope to God I don't find out, because I'm not about that life. I'm just not.
Yeah, fellas, just tell you got to go out of business. You know, you got to go DJ in Colombia real quick. You got to go to...
You should see Katie's face. She's over here like...
She's here like he is not really just saying this shit. Like,
yeah, I mean...
We're trying to get these views, Katie.
Listen, you could say, men say it all the time. I remember Game saying it back in the day that men were not meant to be monogamous, and the whole world came down on him. I remember that. You guys are men. You know, we are not wired the same, right? So
I'm glad you acknowledge that.
No, we are two different people. I tell people all the time, what God did was he made two, like, we don't even mesh, bro. As far as I'm concerned, men are a defective set. God gave us a defective set and say, hey, choose your husband and your life partner. And I say that because the reason why I would call you guys defective is that we are emotional beings, women, right? He made us where we are maternal. We show unconditional love to someone that would even hurt us. We could still show the love of God to them, right? And you made men so different. They're just the reptilian thinking. It's logical. It's eat, sex, sleep, and survive.
It's the perfect dynamic opposition. It's the perfect differences for you guys to mesh perfectly. But unfortunately, society is teaching us that we're the same now.
No,
they're trying to tell us that we're the same. Like, women think like men think like women, and everything. But they don't acknowledge our differences anymore.
But even as you said, you just said we're different and we're opposites to create this perfect dynamic. Right? But in that same space, it was always like women should stay home, take care of the home, cook, be faithful to her man. And this is the same people that's saying that men are not monogamous. So I just think we're in a space of being tired. This is why.
I agree. This is the first generation where women are not.
Everyone's like, oh, our grandparents were together. Your grandmother was unhappy, bro.
Yeah.
Because your granddaddy had outside kids. He was cheating. He was drinking. And she was here taking care of, like, at that time, they had no TV, no cable. They had like 8 to 16 kids.
Talk your shit.
Right? So now men are trying to play that same game. We are going to leave. You want us to cook. You want us to clean. We can't even come to you broke no more because we got to have our own money. If we don't, you're going to tell us that we're broke. We got to make sure that we're fully groomed. We got to be able to be a whole hoe in the street so you don't go have sex with hoes outside. Then we got to be a lady. There's all these stipulations. And what do you guys do? Just sit here, drink, show up. We get what? Sex? Come on. Because at this point, you want us to have our own money too. So what are you bringing to the table?
I mean, not me personally. I don't believe that at all. I'm old school in a sense.
Right, but like men just show up now.
Yeah.
Just show up. Right? And they show up with, they have money. But there's just so much more. And women are having to do the most. So yeah, we don't care no more to fucking stay around. For what?
Yeah.
We're not our grandmothers. We're not our moms. We're not trying to stay and be like, we ride through all that that cheating, those outside children, and we made it, and we are traumatized, but we made it. No, you know, I don't need that. We don't need that. Keep it pressing. That's where we're at. 2021, baby.
Yeah, damn, that was a whole testimony. I'm gonna make that a clip. I'm gonna make that a clip right there.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
You remember you just said you want her to be a bad bitch. She gotta bust it wide open. She gotta cook your favorite meal.
But she's not gonna have to. The life is on me. Like, she's not gonna have to pay for anything. She's not like, life is on me.
Wow,
like,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Slow
No, like,
clap.
but
no,
like,
we like you. We like that energy.
But that's the thing. Like, I don't want my cake and eat it too. Like, I need to. I'm not gonna cook. I open my fridge. It's embarrassing. Like, I can make cereal. That's about it, yo. I don't cook. I have a cleaning lady. I'm not gonna do lawn. I'm not gonna do these things. So I cannot expect my girl to work and do what I do out here, and then come and then pull more weight than me in the house. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
So and this is the thing. I look at shit like if it's like my parents. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm a hopeless romantic, I want to be married and have a relationship that lasts forever. So our bank account is our bank account. That's fine. I'll bring the bread. I'll bring the bread, and you have access to, like, this is a teamwork thing. But when I come home, like, take care of the crib, because I'll work. I don't want you out here in the workplace stressing. I don't want you having to worry about your boss, because naturally, women are, in my opinion, women are not built for that. Women are not wired that way to be out here dealing with fucking the stresses of trying to get money and trying to network with people and trying to deal with men hitting on them. Like, that's not their. I think that women would rather be at the home. I think that what was the plug? Oh, sorry, my laptop. I think women would rather be with their kids, seeing the smile of their kids' faces. That's what I think. People would bash me for saying that in today's world.
I believe that would happen.
But I understand that women feel like, yo, but I'm going to do all that, and then if my man leaves, I'm stuck with nothing and I'm fucked. You know what I mean? So I do believe that if there is a split, I could put all the money in the bank account and you put no money in the bank account. But we're a team. You did other things. So if we split, you get half that money. I do believe that. I'm not trolling or trying to be some guy. What was he calling me? Like a pick me or whatever that means. Like a guy that's just saying the right things. But I do believe that.
No, I mean, I can respect that. You know, that makes sense. But there's a lot of people out here, like men, that's okay. You guys want equal rights? Well, how about you bring the money here? So my thing is that if we're bringing the money, we're bearing your child, we're cleaning, we're doing all this, like, this is a lot on women, and that's why there is a very low tolerance for the bullshit.
Fellas, she's gonna do all that, and guess what? She's not gonna fuck you good, bro. She's not gonna want to fuck you. She's not gonna want to be. If you come home and see, I think damn, bro. And I've said I'm gonna get bashed for this, but like, are women are women out here working because they love what they do, or are they out here working because they were told never to depend on a man? That's the problem. And I think a woman is gonna. If you come home, you're bringing home the money, and she's taking care of the crib, she's gonna want to fuck you, bro. Like, she's not gonna want to fuck you when she's stressed out.
If a woman feels like she's being tended to, taken care of, and the attention is there, she's going to make sure that in every way you are pleased as her person. Right. For sure.
I had this question, and with a guy, and I want to see what you think as a female. Do you think that the sex life is equivalent to the status of the relationship?
The sex life is equivalent.
Like, can you have no sex life in a good relationship?
No.
Exactly, right?
No.
Or otherwise you're just roommates. Like,
that's weird. That's a weird flex. That doesn't even make sense to me.
So you have to have a sex life to be in a relate. Like, it has to equal, right? Like, you can't have no sex in a good relationship, right? Right. Okay.
That doesn't even make sense to me.
Because I had a guy on here that was telling me, like, yo, you know, you get over sex when you get older, and it's not all about sex when you're older, and and I disagreed with him, because I was like, there's no sex life, then there's no relationship. There's no.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I don't know what he meant, but I think, you know, when you're growing up in relationships, people think, especially when it's not like marriage and you're living with the person day to day, they just think that, you know, this relationship is just always going to be about lusting and it being physical. And I think. I mean, you said you've seen your parents together for 30-something years. I've seen the same thing. There's going to be phases where there's going to be times where I'm really not maybe so into you right now. Maybe I'm not really I don't feel so sexy within myself. Maybe I just have kids and I don't feel my belly kind of big. I have cellulites and I don't feel that sexy. So
if your man comes home, like, let's get that BBL, man, you're good. Like, you know, BL on me.
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, we're gonna go through different. Maybe you are stressed. Men operate way under stress. Maybe you are so stressed financially, doing so much work that you're not even in the space. Like, babe, I can't even get there right now because right now my mind is on the money. Like, there are all these different like ebb and flows that you go through in a relationship where sex isn't always going to be that number one.
Right.
Like when you're just regular boyfriend and girlfriend. So in that aspect, I understand that. But for you to say you have a great relationship and there is no sex life, like you and that person have chemistry and you guys are loving and there's no sex life, that personally, to me, my opinion, it doesn't connect. There's a disconnect to me.
Right.
Because to me in that moment, like you guys are like
roommates.
Celebrating your no, I'm talking if you are like the chemistry and the love and the adoration that you have for each other. You get what I'm saying?
You're like gluing yourself together more. Like
he said gluing.
No, because I use that reference because I've had the opposite to where the sex is good, but I don't like the person. Now I'm glued to somebody that I don't have chemistry with, but the sex is fire.
Wow.
Does that make sense? That's so I've used that you know to where and this is why I don't rush into sex anymore because I'm over meaningless sex. So I've had issues where I meet someone, I go on a date, and I'm rushing for the sex, like I'm lusty, and and the sex is fire, but I overlooked the getting to know them process, and I'm kind of like I don't really like you, but you trigger my lust. You bring the lust out of me, and I'm glued to you now because the sex is fire, and I don't really like you. And I've had women that
is so crazy.
And I've had women that I'll be honest with you, like this happened like 2 times to me where it's been. I call them flings to where they're months. They last months, and it's you after the club, me after the club. We get together, you sleep over. As soon as in the morning comes, you leave. I do my thing, and it's literally only sex, and this lasts for a month. And then when I've had women, you know, only 2 times this has happened to where, you know, she'll be on the couch and she'll break down in tears like, yo, I have a guy who wants to take me out. I'm like, yo, we're not together. Go on a date. But it's like I don't like you enough like that to invest in you and to take you out.
I mean,
but the sex
personally as a female and just who I am as a person, it's just really interesting to hear your perspective on that. But personally for me, I don't get myself in those spaces. And that's what I was telling you. Like I could like you enough to go on a date with you in terms of being attracted to you. Doesn't mean I want to make you my person or even make you a physical thing. Like I'm just not that female. I don't work that way. Like I think people really undermine what sex is. Like it's something very powerful. No, I'm just saying you could be out here developing, like, as I will speak on behalf of women, you could be out here developing serious soul ties with a demon.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
You know, like.
But is he a demon if he's honest with you?
No.
Right? That's one thing. Like, I always say.
Transparency is important.
I always say deception is the only felony. So it's like, you can't call me, I feel like you can't call me a demon and you can't call me toxic. If I'm telling you the truth and the ball is in your court and you decide what you want to do.
For sure. Transparency is important. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, so that's me. I'm not for anyone else. Whatever you want to do with your body, that's your business. But it's a very serious thing to do that, you know, because it is powerful, as you said.
You've never jumped the gun and maybe maybe not a drunk one night stand, but
I don't do those.
But maybe rushed into the sex a little too quick. Maybe a couple drinks. And before you got to know somebody and the sex was fire and you're like, damn.
Is my mom watching this? This is weird.
Yeah. I don't know.
But first of all, let me just tell you this. I'm not like the person that has a couple drinks and then that's not going to happen.
Gotcha.
The guys that I've got involved with, they end up being they're my boyfriends.
Okay.
Because for me, it's like the second I have to give him we're together. Like, no, we're together, sir.
That's a discussion before or after?
No, this is before.
Okay.
Like when I get involved with someone, they know the deal. Like I'm not with this or just having a good time. If you're not into a relationship.
You've never had a guy lead you on and then you get the sex and then after he gets the sex he's not
never.
Talk your shit.
Yeah, never. I'm not that. You want to know what? I do believe you send out your signal as a person. So the signal I send out is I'm a serious type of girl. Don't come here and waste my time.
You make them wait.
Yeah.
30 days? You have a 30-day rule?
No, I don't.
No. Well, the women say the 90-day rule. That's
no, like I believe the signal I would send out is you're going to have to take me seriously. If not, don't come at all. Gotcha. Because I've never had any of my exes approach me thinking that this was just going to be a fling.
Gotcha.
Like they approached me knowing that they had to come correct. And from there, we moved in the right direction.
Got you.
And so I make it very clear. I'm not the approachable girl. I hear I have a resting bitch face. I hear that I look intimidating, but I'm just not the girl just going to come here and just try and waste time. And I could kind of sift through the bullshit.
Got you.
I could tell if you're lusting me more than anything else. And I'm just like, yeah, you just want to have sex with me. Bye.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We got Tosh in here, yo. We got... All right, cool. Tasha, tell people where they can follow you.
At Tosh Alexander on everything.
Hey. And for promote your latest release.
So my tune Bad Like That will be available on all streaming platforms on April 30th.
Okay, cool. And your DMs are open.
Yes,
if guys want to slide.
They are.
You could be 5'8", fellas, so don't think that you're, like you're X'd out.
And don't feel like I'm going to give you preferential treatment because you have a blue check, because you could be corny with a blue check and you're just a cornball with a blue check,
or a cornball with money.
Yeah, so I'm not. Right. So just don't.
Or you could be on the flip side, women. You could be pretty and be corny too. A lot of these girls be pretty and corny. That's the problem too.
Yeah, no, just know that, So yeah,
there it is. I hope to get in the studio with you. I want to do some music for sure. I want to play some music.
So what genre of music are you thinking? Like we could make together? Like what's the vibe?
I mean, I'm gonna play you everything, and you tell me what you like. I have dancehall stuff. I have R&B stuff. I have every type of vibe. But I'm thinking like the R&B stuff.
Okay.
Like like just hearing your voice. So I'm excited.
Okay.
There it is. I appreciate you coming through.
Of course.
That was fun.
Casey, you're fun.